Today's topic is misconceptions about health and fitness. So I think inshallah I will start with this one. There are many health and fitness misconceptions which we believe in and which we follow them, and we affect our workouts, our training, our diet plans. We're thinking that we are doing the right thing. There are certain misconceptions there are many common misconceptions about health and fitness. I'm going to talk about some of them, which I think is the most common ones. So let's start with the first one. The first one is fat makes you fat. Can you see this properly, or is it the wrong way? Can you read it properly? Aloud. The first myth I want to talk about is fat makes you fat. Now, because we believe in this misconception that fat makes us fat, when we are controlling our diet, when we are following a certain health plan, we try to avoid fat and thinking that it is not good for our weight, for our body. But this is absolutely wrong, because fat is essential, fat is necessary for our body, for the body to function properly. For example, there are certain vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin D, E and K. These are fat soluble vitamins, and they need fat in our diet to be absorbed by the body. In the absence of which, we will be deficient of these vitamins in our body, and our body is going to suffer many problems because of lack of these vitamins. If I can take an example, for example, carrots. Carrots are rich in vitamin A, which is very essential for good vision. And if there is not enough fat in our diet, the body will not be able to absorb this vitamin A from the food which we are eating. So it is going to be harmful for our body. Not only this, there are many other benefits of fat for the body. For example, brain. Brain needs fat to function properly. Brain, which is mostly made up of water and fat. Fat is very important for the brain to function properly. Secondly, fat is a source of energy for our body, and it regulates our heartbeat. It keeps our blood pressure under control. And not only this, it maintains the hormonal balance in our body. The fat in our diet maintains the hormonal balance. There are many problems which our body faces because of the imbalanced hormones, like tiredness, weakness, food cravings, and weight gain. This is all because of hormonal balances, which in the absence of fat in the diet will not be controlled properly. Other things like it helps in improving the immunity of the body, which prevents us from falling sick easily. It is very good for our nails, for our skin, and for our hair. Now, the most important thing about fat is fat actually helps in burning fat. Now then, why would we want to avoid fat in our diet? What I'm talking about here is the good fats. Good fats like nuts, like almonds, walnuts, oils like sunflower oil, olive oil, oily fish, avocado. These are good fats which are very important for the body. So we should not avoid these fat, because they help in raising the good cholesterol and lowering the bad cholesterol in the body. Walaikum assalam Farzana. Nice to see you here. What we need to avoid is the bad fat, the hydrogenated fats, the fat which are processed, the ready-made fat like the cookies and the ready-made food, the crisps, etc. These are bad for our body. So this was a myth number one from it. Fitness and exercise is lifting weights will make women look like Hulk. Yes, this is a funny one, because I also used to believe in this myth few months back. But the fact is, lifting weights will not make women look like Hulk. This is the reason why is a woman's body does not have those the right hormones to make the muscles bulky. Yes, you can achieve them, but they require a special diet, they require special supplements, they require special workouts. But then all these things should not, this myth should not stop us from including weight training in our routine. because muscles are very important in our body. Muscles are the only reason which keeps our metabolic rate working all the time. It keeps burning of the calories continuously even when we are resting, because of the presence of the muscles in our body. Muscles gives us strength. It makes our bones strong. Now we should take this more seriously, weight training more seriously as women, because osteoporosis is a condition which is very common in women, weak bones, brittle bones, and which can be avoided through weight training. So include weight training in your routine. Get some couple of weights in your home, and you can start your workouts. Include it maybe once or twice in the week. You can also include body weight exercises like push-ups, dips, squats, and other body weight exercise with build muscles. It makes the body lean. It replaces the fat from the body and makes the body lean. Now if we measure fat and muscles, now the same weight, both are of the same weight, but you will see that fat is more bulkier, it takes more space. And when we are doing workouts with the weights, it replaces the fat and replaces with muscle, which makes the body lean and healthy. It gives you weight training also gives you flatter stomach. So definitely go for it. Go for weight training. Do not be scared. It is very good for your body, for your calories to keep burning all the time. Pain, no gain. This is not true. When you are working out, when you are doing a set of exercises, it's very common, it's very natural to get that pain, to get those during the workouts, because of the muscle soreness, because of the contraction of the muscles. So there is going to be some pain, definitely, especially if you are starting your exercises after a long period, after a long gap. But there is still a difference between pain and discomfort. So you must look out for that. If you have pains which are continuous, which is very uncomfortable, like pain in the neck and the back and the joint pains, you should not avoid these, because this type of pain is actually telling you that there is something which you are doing wrong, which you must stop or change it, or must slow down. So you must not avoid this type of pain. It's okay to push yourself, to try and push yourself to the next level, and try to achieve more, and you will experience certain muscle pain and etc. But continuous discomfort in the body must be looked into, because otherwise it will lead you to injury, nothing else. It says, if you are not sweating, you are not working hard enough. Now this is also not true, because sweating does not mean that you are losing weight, and especially, and also more sweating and more weight loss, that doesn't mean that it's not true. You are sweating because your body is overheated during exercise, and you are just losing water. Yes, to some extent you are losing weight, but the water weight which you're losing through sweat, and you are going to put that weight back on once you rehydrate. Now sweating, that is why you can still lose calories without sweating. For example, you can go for a long walk, you can do lightweight exercises. You will not be sweating much, but you will still be losing a lot of calories. So sweating a lot does not mean that you are losing a lot of weight. The last myth I want to talk about is, if you didn't exercise when you were young, it's dangerous to start when you are older. Is absolutely wrong. In fact, you will need to exercise more when you are older, because as you are getting older, your muscles are getting weaker, your bones are getting weaker, you are susceptible to falling and injuring yourself. So I would say you must continue with your exercises, and you must encourage your elders, your parents, your elder members of the family to start working out. Don't worry about them falling down and breaking bones. In fact, it will make their muscles strong, it will improve their balance, and it will prevent them from falling and hurting themselves and injuring themselves. So weight for exercising is very important, even at the older age. It will improve their there's problem, dementia, the memory problem. It will improve that for them when they are older. The bones are weaker, it will make the bones weaker, make the bones stronger. It will improve their balance. and most importantly, it will make them independent. Now at old age we are dependent. I mean, we need help, but nobody wants to take help, nobody wants to be dependent. So we must encourage our elders to take part in regular physical activities, encourage them, and also continue your exercise